So our restroom is a campaign that I started, I guess, about 8 months ago. And it came out of an experience that I was continuing to have. I lived in New York at the time, where I would go to restaurants or bars and they would have two single stall restrooms and they would be gendered, men and women. And I thought, like, this is a very easy thing to fix. You know, when you get into discussions about shared bathroom spaces, things get more complicated. It's a bigger conversation. You know, do women need a space that is just for them to feel safe, and, you know, and on and on and on. But when it comes to single stall restrooms, there's just no logical reason why you would ever need to separate that by gender. But I felt intimidated going in to talk to the manager, and I'm a pretty outspoken person, and this is the work that I do every day of my life. So I thought, if I was feeling intimidated in those scenarios going to talk to somebody, that probably a lot of people were also feeling like, oh, I really want this to change, but I don't want to engage with it myself. I'm a little too wary of it. I'm a little too afraid. So our restroom was an idea that I had where, and now it exists. It's a cool thing with ideas that they can actually exist, where it's a website where anyone can go and place the name of an establishment, a local establishment, and their Twitter handle if they have one, and their email if they can find it. And it goes into a database for us, for me and a small team of volunteers that I work with. And then we reach out to those establishments and say, like, hey, your patrons of your business have reached out to us. And let us know that you have gendered single stall restrooms. And here's some information about why it's really powerful to actually make those unisex or all gender restrooms. And we provide them places to get the resources they need to find out more, signs for the doors, all that stuff comes from us. So that is, in a nutshell, what our restroom is. But it's uncovered a bigger conversation because I really thought rose tinted glasses, I guess. I really thought that, it would be a very easy conversation for most establishments. And we're finding that it's actually not, that it actually requires a lot of repeated engagement, that it also requires us to know a lot about building codes and, things like that are happening legally in city specific codes and things like that. So it's been a real adventure and a real learning process to negotiate with different businesses in different cities. But it's been really wonderful. And we've had a lot of generosity from, local communities who have donated things like letterpress signs for the doors, and the crowdfunded campaign was a huge success. And we had enough to purchase some basic unisex signs, to give to some establishments as they ask for them. So it's been really wonderful. Yeah, so no one has screamed yet. I will give everyone credit. No one has screamed or gotten angry or been mad. That has not happened in all of our experiences. I would say that there's a really good amount of people who won't really engage. They'll say, like, oh, sure, I'll think about it, but they don't really have a stake in it. And that's kind of the thing. Like, that's the biggest tripping point, I think, for a lot of the work that we all are trying to do, is that it's hard to engage someone when they don't have a personal stake in a thing. And so there've been a lot of people where we've had to follow up many times and come at it in different angles. But we've had several businesses who, the first business here in Los Angeles, it's a place called Craft Beer Cellars in Eagle Rock. And they were so wonderful. They were like the dream. They were what I imagined everyone to be like when I was starting our restroom, where they were like, we did not know this. And we want, the woman who owns the business said, we want everyone who comes here to feel like they are at home. And that can't happen if we're making some of our clients feel that they don't have a place to use the bathroom, or that they have to make a choice where the option for them doesn't exist. And so they took their signs down and they put our signs up, and they have the little letterpress things. Both they like sell beer there, and they also have like a little bar area, and so they have the signs in both places. So not only are their restrooms unisex, but they have these signs that let people know that they made the choice to do this because they believe that, that everyone should have a space to feel safe in a bathroom. So, it's kind of twofold. It's like you have a bathroom space, but you also are spreading awareness to your clients and your patrons that this is a thing, that this is actually a very important thing to think about.
I think in Europe, by the way, my name is Roger Fialo from Chicago, Illinois. At least if I recall, they have unisex bathrooms in restaurants and anything like that. I don't know if they're still doing it. If I'm not correct, you can correct me, please. But they seem not to have this issue about bathrooms. I don't know what is this fascination that people have about it. I truly don't get it. I mean, at my work, I'm a social worker, so in my office, we have a women's and men's bathroom. That only lasted maybe a couple of years. So if I need to go to the facilities and somebody's using the men's one, I go to the women, no big deal. And some my coworkers, she wants to go to the bathroom and that one is used, she goes to the men's, no big deal. We don't make it an issue anymore. So I don't know why people do this. Maybe I really don't want to know, seriously.
Well, you've identified this as an adventure. Is this like Pee-wee's Great Adventure? You know, you guys think way too small. Why would you only apply this to a single stall bathroom? If it becomes that much of an issue, put a door with a doorknob and a lock on the multiple stall bathrooms and treat them as a single user. Or maybe if there's a group of 3 and they want to go in and lock the door, they can do that. It'll be like a great big bathroom with options. You can pee in toilet number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever. You can use sink number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I mean, there you go. Why do you think you only need to apply this to a single toilet, single sink bathroom? I mean, it's already kind of a really crazy situation, but there you go. You can go ahead and expand your horizons. Good luck with it.
Well, I believe that this has happened to me before. I was once in a washroom and they had like these stalls, and I was in one, and the person next to me was a guy, and of course he had the surgery done so that he could be a woman. But I remember how this is long time ago, but I remember how uncomfortable I felt. I don't mind if the bathroom is unisex and there's only one stall because you're the only person that can be in that bathroom. But what made me uncomfortable is the fact that, oh, the person in the next stall was a guy. I felt uncomfortable with that. And then I was like, well, if I had to, change clothes or anything like that, that would make me feel uncomfortable. It would. It would really make me feel uncomfortable.
I think I would be careful of getting what I asked for in this case if I was a female. For the simple reason that men are pigs. I'm sure you've heard that before, and it doesn't just apply to their dating habits or anything else, but the bathroom habits too, I think, especially in public places. So somebody goes in, if men go into both of those restrooms, I would say the chances are pretty good. They are not going to lift the ring because God knows who's touched it already. And they're going to piss on it or, going to have some blowback. So I think it would get pretty gross. I mean, if I was a female, I wouldn't want to use that. I've heard from women before that how disgusting a female or a woman's bathroom can get because there are, women who are just as disgusting as guys are, but I think that's a little more intentional than inherent.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous too, these single stall restrooms that are, either men or women. I don't care. If the women's one is closed, I'll just go in the one that says men. Like, no one will even know that I'm in there, since it's like a single stall restroom. So, yeah.
Here's an idea. We can make boys' bathrooms, we can make girls' bathrooms, and we can make LGBTQ bathrooms. That's what we could do. I know it sounds counterintuitive, and I know it sounds like it's separate but equal, but with the way some people have issue with transgender people, like, going into the bathrooms even after they've gotten the surgeries to become their respective genders, I think it'd be pretty cool to have LGBTQ bathrooms. Or we could call them gender neutral bathrooms, or unisex bathrooms. In fact, I think we should just, there's a whole bunch of things we can do. We can make them gender neutral, we can make them LGBTQ, we can do a whole bunch of things to these bathrooms. But seriously, at the end of the day though, a bathroom is a bathroom is a bathroom. I wouldn't go into a girl's bathroom unless the boys' bathroom was so crowded and everyone was filling up the friggin' stalls or the urinals. I don't know why we've even got urinals in the men's rooms, because I don't want to stand up and do my business. I'd rather have a stall where I could go in and lock the door. I think the urinal is a disgusting concept. I don't know why they've ever been invented. I think every bathroom should just have a stall, and that way people could go in and do their business and get out. But with the urinal, I think the urinal is going to cause lots of problems. That's what it is. With the girls' bathrooms, they don't have urinals, but But there's so many things you could do with these bathrooms.